Queens! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Saab if we've never met before. And before we get into today's video, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for always watching and for liking and subscribing. This really does help me out and I appreciate that you're here today watching this content with me. And with that said, today it is time for my favorite type of content to film, and that is another monthly plant haul for April. It is April. And I actually thought that I didn't have a lot of plants to show you this month because I was on a no-buy and I actually successfully did not buy any plants for 3 weeks, I think. So that's pretty exciting for me at least. But I do have a bunch of plants to show you still because a lot of these were acquired through trades, which I'm very happy about. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first plant I have to show you is actually hanging up with the rest of my Hoyas, so let me just get her down. So this plant I feel is like a basic Hoya that everyone should have, and I did have one of these before, but I got them as unrooted cuttings and unfortunately they did not make it. So I recently just bought myself another one because I don't know why I never just replaced that plant because I absolutely loved it. And now I have a more lush pot of it, which I'm very happy about. And that is this Hoya Matilda. So look at her. She's beautiful. She is in pon and you can see that she already has new growth right there. And what can I say about this plant? It has the most adorable, cute, splashy leaves. I don't think this is the splash variety, but it does have some splashy leaves, so I'm very happy about that. And it is a pretty fast grower because, well, this was the first plant that I got this April, so I'm not surprised that it already has new leaves, but I didn't expect it to, like, this whole new vine is new. So Hoya Matilda is really easy. I just water this pretty much once a week and it sits right next to my southwest facing window, so it gets a lot of sun. And it is definitely one of my favorite Hoyas. I just love like cute tiny Hoya leaves. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love big chunky Hoya leaves as well. There's something about small leaves that just does it for me. I don't know. So again, this is my Hoya Matilda. I really love this angle because it has the baby leaves. Give you a look at her. So this next plant, I actually just got this yesterday. You might have seen it in the shot already. But I got this in a trade with my friend Neil. It just so happened that he had some extras of it and he wanted a plant that I had. So this is not the only plant I got from this trade actually. A lot of this list is from him. So hi Neil, if you're watching. Thank you so much. I love all the plants you sent me. So this is a Hoya pubicalyx Royal Hawaiian Purple. And this is on my wish list. I actually have one up here. Not sure if you know, you can't see it. But it was a miss ID. It's not a pubicalyx Royal Hawaiian Purple. Because the thing about this particular pubicalyx is that when the new leaves come in, they will come in like a dark purple color, but I'm not sure that's how it got its name because it's probably more for the flowers. The flowers are also a really deep, beautiful violet or purple color. And there's obviously no new growth on this yet because I did just get it, but I'm so excited to see that. And yeah, I just really enjoy pubicalyx in general. But like I said, I always want, you know, like the best version for me of a plant. I don't really like duplicates. Like if there's a splashy version of something, then I would rather get that instead of the non-splashy version. And if there's like a cool purple version of something, I would get this instead of, you know, the regular pubicalyx. Not to hate on like the OG varieties. It's just that I'm not working with a lot of space. So, you know, I'm just very picky with what plants will come into my home because I do have to make space for them in this very tiny condominium. Totally veered out of the topic there, but here is the pubicalyx Royal Hawaiian Purple again. This next plant I completely forgot to get for you as usual, so I will just go grab it. So this plant is from that same trade that I did with Neil. This was actually the main plant that I wanted to trade for. And she's just a tiny little baby, but I love her. She's in my prop box because it is just a tiny cutting and I want to give it the best chance to survive. This is a Philodendron gigas, or gigas, I'm not really sure. There you go. So she is absolutely adorable. Just the other leaf. There is a bit of root action happening behind there already, but not a lot. And I actually noticed that there is new growth coming out. This is a mid-cut, so I'm surprised that there's already new growth. Probably can't see that. But yes, this gigas is definitely something that has been on my wish list for a while. I've been wanting this plant and pining after it, but these can be really expensive right now, and I'm just happy that I was able to get this in a trade. I will just return this quickly because it makes me nervous that it's outside of its high humidity environment. Give me a second. Okay, what is the next plant? Oh, I have to stand up again. I should really read before. This next plant, you probably know what it is because it is pretty popular. I got this in a trade as well, and it was on my wish list for a while. It's not really particularly expensive, but I wanted to wait to find a really nice lush one, and I'm so lucky to have gotten it in a trade. I think I traded some Hoyas for this. So this is my Dischidia ovata, also known as the watermelon Dischidia, because the leaves look like watermelons. And this actually surprised me how fast it has grown. You can see that it has a lot of baby leaves, like just coming out of everywhere. So that's really exciting. There's even some here. I think every vine is just coming out with baby leaves, which is especially surprising because I did transition this to pond, so I expected, you know, some shock, some falling leaves. Sorry, my boyfriend just got here. Some falling leaves, but that didn't happen, and it just took it like a champ, and it's growing really well. Partly probably because I give it tons of light. So yeah, if you ever get a Dischidia, it's getting a little bit sun stressed. You can see here, there is some slight sun stress going on. But yeah, I absolutely love this plant. I think it's so adorable, and it's such a fast grower. Definitely a faster grower than any of my Hoyas. So I really want to, you know, explore Dischidias more and see what else I end up liking. But that is my Dischidia ovata. Cut her trails. So this next plant is actually a plant I already owned at the very start of my houseplant journey. But I think I killed it when I repotted it, and I just never bothered getting one again. So I'm very happy to have it back, sort of, because it's a different plant. But yes, I got this in a trade as well. I don't remember. Oh, I traded a cutting of my Australis Lisa for it. So this is a Calathea musaica. It is a little bit damaged, but she's okay. So this plant is famous because of its very detailed leaves. It's also sometimes called the network Calathea. Look at that. That looks pretty unreal, doesn't it? And I actually transitioned this into like a immediately after I got it, which is something you should not do. That will shock the plant. But I don't know, I just felt like transitioning it and seeing what happened. And what happened is there is new growth right over there. So there was no transition shock or anything at all. It seems to be doing perfectly fine. Yeah, it's a really hardy Calathea, and it's actually known as one of the easier Calatheas to take care of. And I'm very happy to have it in my collection again. So this next plant I actually just got yesterday, and I can't believe I have this because this was one of those wish list plants that you kind of don't want to put on your wish list because you think it's unattainable. Sorry, my camera is shaking. And I just made it shake more because my hands are shaking. Out of excitement, I don't know. But this is the Variegated monstera peru. And just give her a moment. Wow. Look at that. Is that focusing? Look at that variegation. It is absolutely stunning. And it kind of lessens over here, which I'm a tiny bit worried about because the new leaf hasn't shown its variegation yet. But it's not a problem because I just got this in a trade. So it has so many nodes I can propagate. That is what I'm planning to do after it acclimates. Probably air layer it and then propagate it. But yeah, this plant is really, really expensive right now. So like I said, I did not buy this. I just got it in a trade with a friend. And yeah, I mean, I'm super happy I have it. I will put it in pon once it is acclimated, air layer it, and then chop it to kind of make a more lush pot, and then have it climb up a pole because I definitely want this to take over my house. Just one more look at that gorgeous variegation. The next plant, I will actually have to insert some b-roll here for you because they are in my prop box along with some other begonias. These plants came from the same trade that I did with Neil. He actually gave these to me for free as kind of an extra, so thank you so much for this. They are these Begonia listada and the Polyloensis. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I will put the name up on the screen for you. So the Begonia listada definitely does not look very happy. It is curling inwards and the leaves are quite dehydrated. I think it's probably just transport shock. But hopefully it recovers nicely in here. And what's really nice about this plant is that it has everything I like about begonias. So the back of it is really, really striking red. And then it has dark foliage at the front, almost black. And that striking green, kind of neon green line running down the middle, which kind of reminds me of a Darth Vaderiana for some reason. And finally, it's fuzzy. So it just hit all of those like criteria for me for a good begonia, which is why I'm really happy to have this plant, and I really hope it makes it. So I'll update you guys on what happens to this one, but it's just recovering here. And this other one, the Polyloensis, is more like Bipinnatifida in the way it looks. Kind of like it has tinier leaves and sort of looks like a canopy almost, like a tiny tree. So I really like that look. It kind of has a boho vibe to it, and the leaves are really fragile. That's why I didn't want to take it out of this prop box as well. But that said, it is doing much better than the listada is. It kind of seems happier and it has a better root system. The listada actually didn't have a lot of roots. So this one has, I don't know, 1-inch roots all around. So it's pretty happy right now, and I'm pretty sure I can pot this up soon. So the last begonia that Neil actually gave me was a really big surprise because it's literally big. And this is the Begonia Boomer. Look at how massive that leaf is. Wow, that looks great on camera. Like, it looks great in person, but it looks even better on camera. You can really see the contrast on the leaves, kind of like a reddish green hue. And this is the other leaf. It did come pretty damaged, but that's totally fine because it has some good roots. So I'm pretty sure it will be okay. And the back of it, you can really see the redness of the plant. Look at that, that's beautiful. It has some new growth here in the middle, right there. So I'm pretty sure it will be okay. And this begonia is also really fuzzy. I have been wanting it, but it's quite difficult to find it for a good price. So I'm so thankful that he decided to give this to me for free as part of our trade. So yes, this is the Begonia Boomer. Very appropriate name for its size, I would say. This last begonia that I got this month, I will just insert some b-roll again because it is in my terrarium and it's still rooting. This is a begonia that was on my wish list as well, so I'm very glad to have it. It is my Begonia chloristicta. said that right this time. I always say chloristicta for some reason. It's chloristicta. So I'm pretty sure most of you, if you're into begonias, you definitely know what this is. It's well known for that striking foliage that has, you know, it has green spots and it's really shimmery. I'm not sure how well that will come off on camera, especially since these are under my grow lights. But they're also known to be super finicky. So I'm kind of worried because this hasn't rooted and has been in here for, I think, a little more than a week. But I will give it more time. It's not yellowing or anything, so I don't think all hope is lost. And I don't have much else to say about this begonia except that I'm really glad I have it. It's a beautiful begonia, and yeah, I'm excited to watch it grow. This next plant I actually just got yesterday, and I had this plant before. This seems to be a running theme for this video, but I had this plant before and I sold it and then I really missed it. So I'm happy that I was able to trade my tetrasperma, I think, for this plant. And this is my Syngonium 3 Kings. It has gorgeous leaves. It's just in water right now because I took cuttings off of the main plant. Look at that foliage. So this Syngonium is also called the magic marble. Correct me if I'm wrong, not sure if it's the same thing. It looks the same. And I sold this before actually because as I said earlier, I didn't want any duplicates. To me, I thought it looked a lot like the Syngonium albo, which I have a big lush plant of, so I thought I didn't need this. But then when I sold it, I kind of realized I felt it was missing. So I'm really glad to have it back. So I'll just give you one last look. These are super easy to take care of and they grow super fast. I will probably trade or swap one of these cuttings because this is too many. This is like 3 plants in the spot just waiting to be rooted. I forgot the other plant again. I will go get it for you. This is the second to the last plant and I am really excited about this. I can't decide whether this or the other one is my favorite for the month, the one coming after this. But this is my maranta Leuconora kerchoveana variegata. I will put the name up on the screen. No idea if that's correct, but this is the variegated maranta, and she is absolutely stunning. Just look at that leaf. Holy crap. So this is just a bunch of cuttings. I actually swapped the base cut with a friend, and I watched like a ton of videos from Only Plants and Wild Fern, and just to see if it was an easy plant to propagate, and they all said it was. So I'm hopeful that this will not die on me because I will be very sad if it does. This is really difficult to find where I live. I'm not sure how common it is. I think it's pretty common in the US, like not common, but it's, you know, fairly easy to get your hands on it. But here it's really hard to find this, so I'm very lucky to have found it. And just look at this. This is my favorite leaf on it. I think it was Fern that said something about this that really made me think for sure. She said that this maranta is like the Thigh constellation of marantas, and that really makes sense because this, for example, has this sectoral variegation and then kind of like the Thigh constellation variegation on the other leaves, kind of splattered like a painting. So yes, I heard that this is a fast grower and a good grower, but we will see how it goes. I really hope it doesn't die on me because I love it. So this last plant, I'm trying to cover it, but you probably already see it, is definitely my favorite. Oh, it has another growth. Oh, it has 3 growth points. Holy crap. Okay. So this is my Epipremnum pinnatum skeleton key. Just look at that. This was just my favorite all month, no question. A little bit of a question because I did get that maranta a bit later in the month, but wow, I mean, look at these leaves. Okay, so this plant is not for everybody, but I absolutely love it. Like, I did a poll on my Instagram if they liked, if my followers liked this plant or if they hated it. And I think it was 50-50, like 50% said they loved it and 50% said they hated it. So I think it's one of those really divisive plants that you either love or hate, kind of like the pink princess. But yes, look at how beautiful these leaves are. And this is an example of like a smaller leaf. This is actually the top cut, so I cut it here to make a more full plant because I have this on my wall up there and I wanted to climb up the wall. And within just 1 month, just look at how the mid cut already has this coming out. And I saw this just today, just now I was filming. Can you see that? There, that's another growth point. And there is a third growth point down here that I don't want to show you anymore because this is ridiculously heavy. It's in pawn. But I am so glad to have this plant. It is one of my favorite, absolute favorite plants. I would say in the top 5 because it's just so amazing. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's the shape is so unique, and it's a climber. It's a fast grower, and also when this gets super mature, it gets midrib fenestrations, which is just wow. That's all you can ask for from an Epipremnum, at least, which doesn't get a lot of press, Epipremnums in general. So they should. They have like these guys and the Penatum albo, which is more popular, I think. But yes, this is my skeleton key because it looks like a tiny key. So cute waving. Okay, I'm just gonna keep this here because I love this plant. That will be all for this month's plant haul. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!